James Bond Time to Die movie, trailer 2. Here is my reaction.
The past isn't dead.
James, fate draws us back together. Now your enemy is my enemy.
His name is Safin.
And what does he want?
Revenge. Me.
When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of you.
You can imagine why I've come back to play.
There's a young lady in Santiago I want you to meet.
You're late.
When you're ready.
Mate, well fit. Well fit.
I met your new 00. She's a disarming young woman.
00 diversity.
Shot him.
Yeah, well, everyone tries at least once.
Okay.
Bond.
We both eradicate people to make the world a better place. I just want to be a little tidier.
Okay.
Come on, Bond. Where the hell are you?
You ever flown one of these?
Nope.
Harder to tell the good from bad, villains from heroes these days.
What is it?
You don't know what this is. He's going to kill millions.
Oh, man.
We don't do this. There will be nothing left to save.
Oh, she's so hot, that girl. Oh, my God. Alright, so you saw James Bond jump off a bridge. That's a lot like the older James Bond film, GoldenEye. That's one of my favourite James Bond films. There's something entertaining about seeing men jump off bridges, and he survives, but he hits the floor and goes, ugh, and that's quite entertaining. Then you're introduced to some blonde bird who's pretty damn fit, and she seems to be linked to the villain of the piece. The villain, another guy with a scar on his face. He's quite gaunt, not your typical muscly alpha villain. He's a little bit creepy. Quite liked him. He wears a mask some of the time, so you've got some interesting mask iconography in there and everything that comes with that, so that was memorable. And then you were introduced to another bird who's a brunette who's well fit. Oh my God, she was fucking gorgeous. And she's a bit of an ass kicker. So the stereotype is women who kick ass, they're really quick and nimble and use their feet for some reason. And that's what she did. So she did that. You saw her stocking in one bit. Oh, darling, your skirt's running a little high. She pull that down because people might be staring. That was quite entertaining. And then you were introduced to the black female character who looks like a man. Now, I think this is a diversity casting. I just think you need to try to tell the truth and aim for the truth. And when I see that, I think like a lot of other people, you can see whether something's honest or whether it's forced. And I think that looks like a forced character. If you're an agent, a 00 agent, and she clearly is a 00 agent, then I honestly think that you're going to be a man because you're probably ex-SAS, which means you've gone through all kinds of hellish training, jungle training for 3 months where a lot of people, more than 50% quit. Plenty of people die during the SAS training. The kind of people that do that are the kind of people who want to fucking smash shit and get the fucking girl. And so that looks a bit like a diversity casting. And of course, if you point that out, you're going to be called a racist and a sexist or whatever. But really, if it is a diversity casting, and I am right, that is stripping the actress of all her dignity, hiring her on the basis of the accident of birth, as opposed to any talent. She might be talented, I don't know. But later on, when you saw her in that vehicle and she was all butch and stuff, I'm thinking, why don't you just cast a man? Because she's kind of like a man anyways. You don't have to make women like a man in order to fit them into the movie and show women can be heroes too. Usually women have different strengths. Like the other one who's really hot, she's going to use her hotness to seduce people. Anyways, I don't know. James Bond has been really diverse for ages. There have been loads of really strong black female characters in James Bond who kicked a lot of ass. So, you know, it's not exactly out of continuity. It's not exactly not in keeping with the James Bond theme, but I felt that was a bit of a diversity casting. Anyways, I don't want to get too hung up on that. There's a lot of different locales in the trailer. You've got some exotic sun-drenched place. I don't know where that is, but it was really beautiful. I think I saw someone talk about this recently, where that town was, where it was designed in order to be able to see every single house from where you're looking, which is extraordinary because usually houses are set up in rows and you can't see the one set of houses behind the other. But that was quite beautiful. You saw the skyscraper scene, they're abseiling down the skyscraper like a SWAT team or something. You saw plenty of different locales, and that's what James Bond's all about. Loads of exotic locations, and this is really a spy crime movie, thriller, and action. Those movies are great. That's why Batman's so popular. There's something about the crime genre which is so interesting, and that will take you to fabulous tall skyscrapers and all the action that goes with that. And there's not a lot of CGI, which is, I think, one of the main appeals of the Bond movies, because we live in a world with green screen clusterfucks where everyone's jumping around and it just doesn't look real. But that, for the most part, looked really real. The only CGI bit was where there was that plane, and that looked really fake and incongruous with what came before. But still, I think that's one of the main appeals. There's a lot of famous shit in the movie. The Bond suit was there. Bond's looking a bit old, right? I mean, he must be like late 50s. He's looking a bit old, but then when he's in his suit, when you're in that dapper suit, you get away with it, don't you? So he's got the suit. You've got the car, the classic, iconic Aston Martin, the silver Aston Martin's back. So they didn't really do anything incredibly new here, but they ticked all the boxes for the Bond fans. I think this is really made for Bond fans. The only criticism I have is it might have a woke casting, and woke stuff is just so incredibly tiresome. If she's amazing in the film, fair play, but it has to be believable. You have to be able to suspend your disbelief, and so it needs to be grounded in reality somehow. And it looks like she has such a prominent role in the movie as an ass-kicking kind of alpha female. I do worry for that part of the movie. We will see. So I'm not the greatest Bond fan. The last Bond film I saw, I believe, was the last one. I can't even remember the name, but it's the one where they drill a hole in his brain and he's all right by the end of the movie. I heard Spectre was amazing, so I've got to watch that. I did see the scene in Spectre where James Bond meets the bad guy, and Judi Dench is there as well, and there's this dialogue exchange between all three, and it's fantastic acting. So I quite want to have a look at that at some point, and I will, and I'll let you know about it. And I think this film could benefit from people being locked down for so long, because people are probably quite keen to get out there into the cinema, maybe getting a bit sick of Netflix, want some big spectacle on the silver screen. So maybe that might play into this film's favour when it releases later this year. We will see. Bond films now are extremely big business. They smash $1 billion at the box office every time and more. So this is probably going to knock it out of the park. And I just thought it was all right. Nothing incredible, nothing terrible. Ticked all the James Bond boxes. What did you think? Leave your comments in the box below, because you are where I get all of my news from. You can fill me in on all the little Easter eggs and shit in the trailer that I missed. And I tell you what, mate, you better be back for the next video. Otherwise, I'll be coming round your house. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, because that is what all those other cunts tell you to do. Laters.